Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. It is Tuesday, it's November 10th. This will be our chart lesson for the day. And in the big scheme of things, it was just a trading range today. You can see we were just pretty much going side to side. And we did have a two-tiered channel working down, but the range was obviously the stronger pattern because we bounced right here at these lows. We actually had some real strong support right around here as well. And then we had a two-tier channel working back up, and they kind of fought it out right here till it finally broke through and continued on. So, but the range was the bigger pattern, and you can see there's some resistance right across here as well that you had to be careful of. Uh, but in the end, it's just a trading range from about 2066 to about 2078, so about a 12-point trading range. Um, We did break out higher here, but that's right into the 2 o'clock hour, so I don't recommend trading that. I mean, you might think about going short because it did overshoot this trend channel line and the high of the range, and so you can see how far away we are from the EMA, and a lot of times it'll snap back. But I think you were better off taking this last long here and just riding it out and being done for the day. So, but anyway, it is a range day, so I'm going to back out, talk about the trades. There's quite a few trades today, and I'm going to back out and talk about them, and we'll go from there. First trade I saw was right here. It's notice how we're trending down, and we had kind of a little double bottom right there, and it's like, so this is like a breakout pullback short. But the main thing is the third touch of this trend line coming down. This was actually before 7 o'clock, but I was here early this morning, so I took it. So I just thought I'd mark the trade. Um, it's a breakout pullback short. It's a third touch of the trend line. You can treat it like a failed second entry short. A lot of different reasons to like it. It's a fairly bearish bar. It's got a little bit of green still in it, but it closed in the lower two-thirds of the bar because it was you can treat it like a trap, and because there's multiple reasons to take it, I liked it. And I just happened to be in here early this morning, so normally I wouldn't start trading that early either. But that's right around just around the 6 o'clock hour. So then we then we bounce here. We get a break. We tried to make a new low, but we couldn't. There's a second entry long there. But at this point, you're still thinking short. You're just kind of waiting for a short setup. I don't like going short right here. Now, if prices would have broke below that bar, I like having a stop there. Um, but it didn't. It ended up going higher. And I get, if you want to be real aggressive, there's not even a good signal bar here. The market's just kind of um, there's really a little bit of congestion and stuff right here. So I really don't think you want to go long there. Um, and you can't go short there because there's no short trigger. So just wait and see what happens. And look, it shoots back through the EMA, pulls back and tests it, and then gives you a chance to enter here on a failed second entry short. Notice you're pulling back. There's your first entry. You pull back. There's your second entry. And it fails and goes higher. So I like going long there. And then it kind of finds some resistance and it comes down. And there's a first entry, pull back second entry. The reason I like this one is there's a double bottom here. There, it's a second entry. This is like a little bullish reversal bar. It's got a little bit of red there, but that could have closed on its high just as easy as it did one. It's just ticking back and forth. And we're a good ways away from the EMA, so there's a couple of different reasons. And plus, we're looking for a retest of the high on this trend channel working up here. And this is actually a two-tiered channel. You can see it right there. Go ahead and put it on there for those people. Make sure everybody sees it. So I like this one. This one is borderline almost green, but there's enough reasons to like that trade. And then we get a little trap here. Um, Notice this trend line working up. This is the first break of it, so we're probably going to test this high again. And you think we're probably going up here, but we're at least probably going to make a new high on this. And so I like that one. You had another little attempt to go lower there, so it's almost like a failed second entry short, but look at the support right across there. Draw the line so everybody can see it. This is why I always recommend people to draw their lines, and you can see that support working right across there. And we bounced right off of it, and that's a fairly bullish bar. And you figure you'll test this high and maybe make a tick or two higher. And then you draw your trend line here just in case. And it turns down there. It pulls back and gives you a second entry short there, counting off that high, but it's too close to that support right there. But notice how it pushes through and pulls back and gives you a breakout pullback short, plus a failed second entry long. And that's the first break of this channel coming down. So you figure you're going to make a new low, and it runs all the way down to the very low here. And so that one works out. And it's tempting to go long right here as well. And you could have, but I don't recommend it. I guess I should draw it green because it is a failed break lower. But when it didn't go higher here, what I would recommend is that let it break higher and drop you a limit order and get it sneak in a little closer. But I'm going to make it green. It's a little bit aggressive. You always want to wait. Generally, you want to wait on your second entries down here. By the time you get a second entry, look at that bar. And you don't want to be going long there. It's just too big a bar. Too many things can go wrong there. But then it pulls back and gives you a failed second entry short. And so I like going long there. And then again, it ticks back again and gives you a chance. And I like adding on. This is one of those you double up and look at it go. Boom. And of course, you draw your trend line off those first two right there. And it works higher. I actually am looking at this as a short right here because that confirmed, let me make this a little smaller. That confirms these two trend lines. It's not a great signal bar, and you've got your close outside down here, but sometimes you'll get that and then you need another close outside to really be certain. But you're far enough away from the EMA, it confirms the trend line. There's reasons to think about going short there. So if you want to be a little aggressive, I'm okay with that one. It is green though. It pulls back and it tests it again, but look at that ugly signal bar. It's a very bullish bar. Well, it's not very bullish, but it's mostly bullish bar. And by the time you get a bearish bar, it's too big to go long. There's a shorter term trend channel there. There's also one here. And then you got the flatter one. So there's multiple different trend lines working up through there. And notice we pull back right here and test this one. And that kind of confirms that one. Excuse me. That confirms that trend line. But it's a first entry and it's not a very good signal bar. So I don't think you can take it. And then it comes up here and it turns down off this trend line again. But again, it's not a very good signal bar. It's more of a bullish bar. By the time you get your signal bar, it's too big. There's just a lot of reasons why I don't think you can take that one. But then you get another bounce right here, and that confirms the flatter trend line, and it's a bigger pattern. And let me move all this out of the way. This bar here's your signal bar, and you don't want to use it. But if you waited on this one and waited on a break above it and then dropped a limit order back in here a tick or two, because this is your support here, and it pushed through but it didn't hold and it pulls back, and this one catches on it. So you could have gotten filled a tick or two or three ticks back into this bar. I'm okay entering that one that way. The better trade is to wait on this to tick back and then to go long right there on that trap. Let me put these back. But I would have waited on it to break this one and dropped a limit order, maybe a tick back into this one right at the top. And that's a quick, easy move. It does pull back here. And here you might have considered going short because you get a little bitty bar. It's not a very good setup, but it's another turn down right there. This one seems to be winning out over the blue one. So you might have considered entering there, but if you did, I would only enter with a limit order. I'd let it break lower and get in back here a tick or two so you got enough room to get out before you get to the EMA, because otherwise you don't have enough room to get out there and it may bounce off that EMA. And guess what? It does bounce. So then you're just kind of stuck. So you have to enter this one with a limit order with enough room to get out before you get to that EMA. Otherwise you got to skip it. But then it ticks lower here, and there's probably some people that that probably got tripped up here, depending on what your chart looks like. But look how it's stacked up there, and they're all stacking up, and there's stems on both sides. Don't enter right there. Just wait and see what's going to happen, because you're kind of caught between these two patterns. And guess what? It turns down and then turns up. And so I like going long then, because now you got a trap. There's really a trap when it broke lower here, but it never goes above. But when it ticks lower again and then comes up here, just put a buy stop right there, because you know it's going to rocket up when all those people that are short probably have to start exiting. Then it turns down there. You can't go. You don't want to go short there. There's actually a trend line kind of working up through here. Maybe a little bit flatter than that one. It's going up there like so, but you get the break, the new high, and then it turns down. But I don't think you want to go short up here. It's far enough away from the EMA that if they weren't stacked up in a row there, I'd probably say, but that's a really bearish bar. So if you really want to be aggressive, you could go short there. I want to make it green. I'm not crazy about it. It's too much congestion right there, in my opinion. But the reason you're getting the congestion is because you're running into this upper trend channel line here, and there's people buying, but it's not going to, there's not enough smart traders that are going to push it on through there, because they're all selling. And then it comes down. You get a bounce here on the first entry, but that bar is too big, and it's just the first entry. Wait on the second entry, and you get a second entry here. But again, it's not a very good signal bar. I think you're better off and you're still kind of hovering between these two patterns. I think you're better off to wait, and then it tries to go lower again and gives you more bullish bar and a failed second entry short. So then I like going long there. And everything is bouncing right off that trend line. If you want to be aggressive, you could consider entering there, but that is real aggressive. I'm not even going to mark it in green, but I can see some people pushing for that one, but I don't like it. And then you get this one, and it pulls back, and you actually get a failed second entry short. I would have liked it better if it broke higher here, but you could still treat this like a failed second entry short. And you could notice this is a double bottom, so this is a new low, pullback first entry, pullback second entry, and we did just come off near the high. But look at that reversal bar. There's also some congestion here, and this is like a little failed break lower. It's a double test of the EMA. We're still looking for prices to possibly test this upper high. So there's this midline right here. So I like that one for long. And that pretty much gets you into the 2 o'clock hour. There's another second entry long right in here somewhere, but I think it's just after 2 o'clock. It's not a very good setup. That's 2:30. So, yeah, this move up got you basically into the 2 o'clock hour. And I would have been looking on this move. I would have looked for a measured move here. You wouldn't expect to necessarily see it come. You would have expected to see it get resistance right here. But once it pushed on through, I'd try to ride it out and get out up here. I would have tried to get out right at the where the resistance was on the high from the, if you move over here, well, you got to go way over. But right there, you can see that's the overnight high. It's the overnight close high anyway. So that's what I would have been looking for. Same thing here on this one. Once we started going higher here, I would have looked for that. You can see we basically missed that by a single tick. The only reason we probably didn't get it is because this trend channel line up here. In this case, we went on through. But that was pretty much it. It just was a range day, and the highs moved from place to place too, really. So, but these kind of days can be tricky. I like these days because they're rather predictable, but I know a lot of people struggle on these days. All I can say is just keep working on it and getting better. You'll get better at it. But I like these kind of days personally. This one was not as easy as some where it's real clear working up and down. Here you've got two conflicting patterns, but in the end, all it was a trading range. And these two didn't really play out real well. The trend line held coming up, and it did hold coming down for a good bit. So, but it didn't move far off of that. But that's because the support was here, and then later on it even moved up here. So, but that's it for today. Not much else we can say about it. Um, Hope you're having a good week. Hope you had a good trading day. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow, but I'm going to wrap it up for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.